Let's review our water system so far. We get our water from this 13-foot deep shallow well, and it goes here. Is our shallow well pump with a 50 micron strainer that then goes through our UV sanitizer, and it goes to our 4 1,700 gallon buried tanks. From these tanks, it goes down here into the powerhouse where we have another 50 micron strainer, our 240 volt pump, our descaler, our 2 filters, 5 micron filters, through another UV sanitizer and into our large pressure tank before it goes out to the rest of the property. So as we're plumbing into the powerhouse from the cistern, we have our line, our 1-inch line coming from the cistern. That's going to be our inlet line. Then we have our 1-inch line that goes out to the rest of the property. So we're going to start with our inlet side and plumb that over to our pump.
Ooh,
Sorry.
That's okay.
Just got an elbow. So we're partway done with the water system. We have our inlet side coming in through the floor here, going back behind the pressure tank, coming up 90 over. We've got our shutoff valve on the intake side, our 50 micron strainer going into our jet pump. So this is our main water system now that will run the property. Before, in our last videos, you saw us install the shallow well system, which will fill our cisterns from the shallow well. Now this system will pressurize our water system from the cisterns. So what we're doing now is we're going to be installing the UV sterilization on this end of the system. We have UV sterilization in the shop, and we're also going to have one here to make sure that everything is sterilized coming out of the cisterns. So this is the ballast for our UV light, and what's great about it is that it will tell us if the bulb is bad. So here we have our fault indicator because there's no bulb installed. When the bulb is installed and working properly, then the green light will turn on and no annoying beep. So we've got a lot of our water system installed. We talked about the intake side of the water system coming through the pump. Out of the pump, we have our little descaler module that will help fight any scale buildup that might come in our water. And then we move into our two filters. These are going to be two 5-micron filters that will filter the water. We have our 50-micron strainer right before the pump. After the filters, we have a pressure gauge that then goes into the UV sanitizer. After the UV sanitizer, it goes into our pressure tank and then out to the property. To install the filters, we're going to prep our filter housings. We're just going to put a little bit of this silicone grease on our gaskets so that they don't stick, and we can get them apart in the future. So these are both 5-micron. One's a rope wound and one's not a rope wound. I don't know what you call it, cartridge. And just not super tight, but tight enough that it won't leak. Got it.
Mirror back out.
So the water system is all installed. One thing we added after the pressure tank was a 1-inch water meter so we can tell how much water we have used.